What's happening, folks?
What up, ladies and gentlemen? We're live. Welcome to another exciting, exhilarating episode of the Extraordinary Exchange podcast, powered by the Extraordinary Investment Group, 12 Black men who are focused on education and smart financial strategies for our community. That's why we're here. We're here to get educated on an industry that many of y'all have been asking for. So we can do that. I'm Nate. We got Buggles back from Jamaica, man.
Hey, man.
Happy belated birthday.
Man, appreciate it, man. Look, man, they when I was out there, they was like, Rasta. I was like, hey, man, I'm American. But I love the love, man. I love the love. So shout out to Jamaica. I love that's my home away from home, man.
For sure. So,
but I'm gonna tell you what. Our guest here, I just learned, is from another wonderful country and I'll say this country, I'll let her introduce herself, but most of the most hardcore hustlers that I know are from this wonderful country, man. So I'm gonna let her give her introduction. But that's real spill, dog. Like that when I heard that, I was like, oh, that's dope. That's super dope because a lot of people who I know, in the design in the clothing design space, in the entrepreneurial space, period. And when I tell you they are go-getters, I talk about go-getters.
Yeah.
We want to first and foremost welcome the wanted body.
The CEO of Wanted Body, an amazing apparel brand, fashion forward. Their online store celebrates body positivity, empowers women to love their curves. Hailing from out of Chi-Town by way of Cali by way of Chi-Town.
Correct. That is correct.
We have the amazing Ninjer. What's going on, Ninjer? How are you?
Hi, guys. How are you doing?
Welcome to the pod. Yes,
indeed.
I'm here. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
For sure. We appreciate you being here, taking out the time out of your busy schedule.
Yes,
we won't, hold you here too long, but we do want to provide value, like Case was saying just before, to entrepreneurs who may be thriving, trying to get to that next level, just want to start in your space, maybe not even in your space, just to get some entrepreneurial nuggets from someone who's successful like yourself. So, if you can just start. I love a good origin story. So if you could just introduce the fans and the listeners of who you are, what it is you do, and what was the inspiration behind you starting this amazing company called Wanted Body.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Ninjer. As Nate said, I'm originally from Illinois, Evanston, Illinois to be exact, but I rep Chi-Town all day. Can nobody say no different? I now reside in California, but I'm bi-coastal. Illinois is home. Wanted Body is my baby. A lot of people refer to me as like Miss Wanted Body because that's my Instagram, because I'm married to Wanted Body. That's my baby. So I Miss Wanted Body, and Wanted Body is my business that I actually started in 2019. I actually decided to start it after losing a high-paying job. My boss fired me, and I was like, if she can be a boss, I can be a boss too. And I can be a boss much better than her because she wasn't a great boss. And after, growing in that business, in my last job, and seeing how people respected me and loved me as someone in charge, because I was actually in charge of her small business. It gave me a lot of insight, and I actually learned a lot about running a business. So I'm like, shoot, she can do it, I can do it too. So I lost my job. However, I still filed my paperwork, with the Secretary of State, and I was sitting on an LLC in 2019. So mind you, after losing my job, I had no money. And a lot of people say, oh, you can start a business with no money. That's a lie. It really takes money to make money. So I'm like, shoot, okay, I ain't got no money, but I got this LLC. no worries. It's gonna happen at some point. I started delivering weed or marijuana in California to make ends meet. And then in 2020, one of my friends approached me and was like, Ninja, what will it take for you to like really start your online boutique? You know, I want to buy from you instead of other boutiques. And I'm like, shoot, money? What you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like money. I ended up buying like one item to start my boutique, but I'm like, after going through everything, you know, doing the domain, researching, you know, the name, getting a logo, all that stuff, I still needed more money to have inventory. So the reason why I started Wanted Body, or the reason how I started to push it, is because my friend invested $4,000 in me, and then I was able to start Wanted Body and launch it April 19th of 2020. So yeah.
That's real.
Shout out to that investor right there. Yeah.
Yes. I thank her all the time. I'm super grateful for her, because without her, I probably would have never really would have never started. You know, it's because of her and her having hope within me is what got me going. You know, she saw that in me, that I can do it, and yeah, it's been up since then.
That's real.
So yeah.
That's a dope origin story. And so when you receive that investment, right? Mm-hmm. And your first thought is, don't let me F up this money.
Right.
Always.
Don't let me F up this money. Like, what was like you said, the back end business, the LLC, the website, the logo, all that. Mm-hmm. What was the biggest investment of that 4,000? Was it product?
Yes. When you're selling clothes, I mean, there's different options you can have, but you know, if you want to sell merchandise, you have to have inventory. You know what I'm saying? You can also do drop shipping. I'm not that well educated on drop shipping, but I heard it's very expensive to do. Or, you know, you can just sell merchandise, and like, you know, when people buy it, you can ship it immediately. You know, that is the most important, I mean, not important, but most expensive part of having a business, in my opinion. So that's where most of my investment really went to, was having the inventory. And then everything else I learned along the way. I taught myself, I self-taught myself a lot of things.
And that's that entrepreneurial spirit, because, you know, like you said, that everything costs. Ain't nothing cheap. Like, you know, you can, I found ways within business, kind of like to skirt corners and kind of get the most for my buck. Mm-hmm. It ain't easy. Like, that takes time, and that takes that, you know, it takes time and patience.
And it's a lot. Honestly, it's a lot of trial and error. Mm-hmm. A lot of trial and error.
That's
I
it.
spent so much money, wasted money, you know, on things, but you know, you have to try.
And it's not wasted unless you didn't learn from those mistakes, right? Mm-hmm. And you didn't take heed to that lesson that was right there in front of you. If you continue to do the same thing over and over, then it's wasted money. Like, oh man, no, I know it's going to work, and not being flexible and able to navigate that entrepreneurial space. That's what we are as entrepreneurs. We are problem solvers. Mm-hmm. You try it out once, okay, that didn't work. How can I pivot and make it better? For example, you know, you got to let go. You was like, oh, nah, I'm a better boss than her. You pivoted and proved to the world and yourself that you were a better boss than her. So salute to you for that. So, all right, we got the 4K, set everything up, got the LLC logo, bam, bam, got my one product.
Yeah. How did you get? Yeah, I had my one product. So after I got the, you know, the investment, you know, after that, you know, you have to set up photo shoots. You have to pay people for their time. I had a friend at the time that was willing to shoot with me for free. I was one of the models, and then I had another model that I paid. So that cost money. You know, renting out a studio, paying a photographer, all that costs money. You just see it like ding, ding, ding. You know what I'm saying? Go away, dwindle. But it was all worth it in the end, because people were so proud that I even started. And I started April 20th, 2020, in the middle of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people got that COVID origin story. I know our origin story The idea began way prior to COVID, but the activation happened because of COVID. You know what I mean? Like the opportunity, like you said, investing in yourself and teaching yourself, like the opportunity to bring to bring the people along and the group along to invest in an idea. You know what I mean? And the dope thing is like you said, you had an investor, right? You know, you started yourself. You had somebody say, you know what, I'm gonna take that chance on you. Like the way that our group is incorporated is that the investment is in ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can put the money in, like you said, you can put money in and you can make a bad decision and waste the money, but that's a lesson learned. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna lose that money again. I can guarantee you. You know what I'm saying? But the you know, on the other hand, like so many lessons learned, and the idea and the option to invest in yourself and to stretch yourself, to learn, to grow, to take the tough times, and instead of letting that beat you down, to grow from that, like that in itself is a mindset. You know, as a human being, like if everybody lived with the entrepreneurial mindset, even if you ain't no entrepreneur, like you'd be a better individual because you're gonna be okay with the losses and okay with the tough times. Because you have no choice.
You have no choice.
You got to keep the lights on.
Yeah, you have no choice. And another thing, like COVID happened March of 2020, so I kept contemplating on when to launch, and I kept, you know, delaying it, and then I was just like, you know, I just have to step out on faith because if I don't launch, I'm just gonna continue to delay and then just sit here with this LLC for no reason, you know. So yeah, I was just like, I just have to step out on faith, and I'm glad I did.
You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So you just taking that leap of faith and stepping out there is commendable. Salute.
When you had that LLC, did you know what you were going to do with it, or you just had it because, you know, I just have it in the pocket just in case?
No, I know. I knew I wanted a boutique, a clothing boutique. I actually went to school for business. I graduated from the University of Illinois with a background in business, and then when I came to California, I graduated from FITM, and which is a Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. So there, I learned really how to be an entrepreneur and merchandising when it came to clothes. So I'm like, I'm educated enough. Like, I know I can do this. People used to ask me, like, are you a stylist? And I'd be like, no, I don't style nobody. But I can dress for me and for my body type. So, and then people used to be like, oh, Ninja, you have the perfect body. And I'd be like, no, I don't. But okay, thank you. So that's why. And they'd be like, I want your body. I'm like, oh, okay. So I named it Wanted Body. I'm like, it has a
okay, there we go. That's Wanted dope. Body.
So, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So okay, you I was gonna ask you about the photo shoot. Did you do, because it seems like you are the model. When you look at your website, you look at your Instagram, you do a lot of that yourself. I was gonna ask you, do you hire photographers to do that? Because again, we starting off, you know, we don't have this astronomical budget for a lot of this. Was that bootstrapped yourself? I mean, you said you hired a photographer, but going forward, or some of those sessions were just like, all right, I'm gonna set up this tripod right here and I'm gonna walk down this hall and do this myself. Talk about, you know, being resilient and resourceful when shooting stuff.
Yes. So when I first started, of course, I wanted everything to look professional. I had a photographer. I still have him to this day. I've shot with him before, so I was used to him. And he was affordable because I used to model for another friend's boutique. She thought I had a nice body, so I'm like, okay, girl, I'll be your model just for fun. You know what I'm saying? And I liked his work. So I'm like, if I want people to take me seriously, whatever I promote has to look serious and professional. So of course I wanted to take professional pictures in the beginning to have a beautiful website. But then after that, you have to become resourceful because you can't have a big old photo shoot all the time. Like, that's costly. And I'm not there yet. So I will have photo shoots here and there that I use photographers or videographers for. But in between that, it's me outside of my apartment building and my tripod and my iPhone doing what it do.
Shout out to
Mhm.
my phones, man. You don't
Yeah.
even need no expensive old camera, man. Shout
Yeah.
out to that phone.
No, not all the time. You don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I edit my own pictures and send them on their way.
Some
Yeah.
content you got to do it in house, man. Get you
Yes,
sometimes
you really do.
you.
You really do.
So you talked about the kind of the background behind Wanted Body,
Hmm.
um, and how there's like, hey man, I want your body. Um,
That's it. Yeah, what your body? Okay, what your body? There you go.
that's what they, that's what
I,
that's what
I,
it, that's
I would
what
have
it,
never thought that's what it was, but
that's what it
salute.
came down to though. But so all right, so you got the boot, you got the LC ready, you got the boutique. Hey, I want your body, you got your clothing. What is your target? Not necessarily your target audience, but like,
Uh-huh.
are you selling to women who look like you? Are you selling
Um,
to women who are shaped like you? Any shape, size, color, creed, whatever. Like, what's the I guess the ideal customer for
well,
one?
my ideal customer would be a woman in general. Of course, I don't only want to market to Black women. I want to be known across all, nationalities and ethnicities. But because I'm a Black woman, of course, I appeal more to Black women. Black women are curvy, and have more junk in the trunk, and I can't help, what I was born with. So of course, more Black women are going to gravitate towards me. However, my target audience is basically women like 25 to 45 who, are confident or want to exude more confidence within themselves. For a long time when I was younger, I had confidence issues. Everybody has their insecurities. I still do. And I'm 36, turning 26. But yeah, like I want women to feel good about what they wear, no matter what their body type is, whether you're professional, creative, college grad, still finding their way, a woman that likes to travel, woman of leisure, there's girls out there like that. I want to appeal to those those women, but I also, because I am super, super frugal, you know what I'm saying? I want to appeal to women that want to look good at a good price, so that's super important as well. Not everything you wear has to be super expensive. It's just how you put it on, how you wear it, how you style it, that makes an outfit look really good. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have it on your website. You don't just talk about it; you're actually about it. Because everything looks more expensive than what the price tag insinuates it to be. I will say that because just off of face value, you would think, okay, like you said, you did these photo shoots, or you got the iPhone outside. Everything looks so aesthetically pleasing on the website. You
Mm-hmm.
would think this stuff probably costs double than what you're charging for. Not telling you to do that. You know your business better than I do, but that says something about the fact that you want to keep it affordable for your target audience. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
so I was telling you before we hit record that you were referred to us to highlight you on our Black Friday business feature by someone.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's because you're running Facebook ads or Instagram ads, but ever since we highlighted you, you keep coming up on our feed, between my personal feed, between the investment group feed.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about your strategies to appeal to that target audience. Like, do you run ads on social media, or what is your marketing campaign look like? Um,
Uh,
maybe at the start, and then now, how is that transformed?
oh, when I started, I really didn't know what I was doing. And honestly, you're learning every day. I still take classes, um, self-educate. With the Instagram ads, I was just doing whatever and boosting it
Mm,
just to hope, someone would see it one day. But the first thing, of course, I do, and I will always do, is be consistent. We'll post something every day, you know, whether it be a story or a picture. I'm gonna post so yeah, that someone's gonna see it, in hopes of someone else sharing it. I've never asked anybody to post anything of mine, because I have a great tribe of friends. My friends will post it, repost it. So then, it continues on, and other people will see it. Right now, I'm still like reevaluating my marketing strategy. doing new things. Of course, I have like email strategy is very, very important. I haven't incorporated text yet because it's super expensive. A lot of people don't talk about that. It's expensive. There's a lot of cost business. I offer promotions, I offer sales. When I first started growing the boutique, like every milestone I would get, I had like 50% off sales. Like I reached 5K, 50% off sale. 9K, 50% off sale. So that made people gravitate towards me all the time. I'm gonna have a sale, even though my clothes aren't super, super expensive, it's even more affordable with the sale. So I'm really in that way. Me, I'm super open. Um, I'm very descriptive. I give people my exact measurements. You know, I offer great customer service. I'm super open. Yeah, that's
That's the marketing strategy. Right.
yeah. And I'm still learning. I'm only 3 years in, so honestly, I'm still a beginner
Right.
in the fashion or retail e-commerce world. And you really don't really make it until like after 5 years and above. So yeah, I'm still learning. Every day I'm learning.
Absolutely. We talked about like cost and keeping, with the keeping the cost low for the consumer to buy.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes me to, and you also talked about drop shipping and direct sourcing, direct selling, and that takes me to sourcing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, clothing has to be sold at a high markup because it costs so much to make and produce.
Mm-hmm.
How, as a entrepreneur in the clothing space, do you choose who sources your product?
Well, when I first started, it was trial and error. I remember one time I had a vendor and I brought some products from this vendor and someone bought it. And it's actually a friend of mine. She hasn't purchased since, but which is cool. She was like, "Oh, my shorts ripped," and I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." Of course, it's not my fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's the vendor's fault. I gave her, partial refund. But it's honestly trial and error. This vendor's quality, and after you're dealing with so many vendors, you know exactly who to buy from, exactly what quality they have, so you'll have great product to offer my customers, and they will be satisfied. And I put on everything. I put on every single item that I sell, I touch. I feel it. If it's bad quality or something's, if there's an issue, I send it. Can I curse?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you at home, Shawty. You at home. This ain't.
Right back. Like there's an issue. Take this back. Get my money back. Yeah. So yeah, like I touch and feel everything. So, and at this point right now, I have my main vendors that I always buy from because I know their quality is top notch, and I want to offer top notch quality items to my customers at a great price. Yeah,
trial and error. So part of that. Part of that investment and I'm gonna keep going back to that 4,000 investment fee. Just that 4,000 investment and that trial and error and the clothing sourcing gets expensive. Right? It gets expensive. So
it does. And also, read the reviews. Read people's reviews on the vendors. When you're doing your research, that's super important.
For sure. Mm-hmm. So I guess I'll go ahead and pivot as you talk about reading reviews, reading comments, and tapping in with your customers. Is it, you're a solopreneur? I'm sure you have. Everyone has a team of someone because you have your vendors, you have your photographer you use, but for the most part, it's you. Talk about the importance of having that dope customer service, that personal touch, being able to read a comment. Respond to that comment, jump in people's DMs, tell them thank you, be there for customer issues. If they got, something ripped, unfortunately, you can give them partial. Like, talk about the importance of that for a small business owner and how that can help you propel to that next level.
Well, to be honest, we're all customers of some place or of a business, and how you make someone feel or their buying experience is super important. And I want my customer to feel good buying with me as I would want to feel good buying with another company. I've had situations with other companies where I've just been ignored and it doesn't feel good. So of course I want all of my customers to feel good, feel appreciated, because not only one, you're supporting me, you're supporting my dream, for me to be, as big as Fashion Nova one day. You know what I'm saying? I really, really appreciate it. And I always express gratitude for that. So um, if a customer says something, of course I'm going to respond. I'm never going to ignore anyone, because that honestly does not feel good, no matter, who you are. So, yeah.
Customer service matters, and
It
that, and the buyer experience. Like you said, if the website works nice and you it feels like you're getting a personalized touch from the place that you buy it
mm-hmm.
from, excuse me, um, you're gonna come back. You know,
Yeah.
as long as the prices is good, even if the prices aren't good, even if the prices are expensive, if the customer service is good, like people
Mhm.
pay for
Yeah.
that aspect. So that's
Yeah. And actually, with each order, I was just talking to someone about this. I write a note on each packing slip. Like, I say the name and I say thank you so much for purchasing and supporting me. I appreciate it. And someone was like, "Well, when you get bigger, you're not gonna do that anymore." I'm like, "Well, you don't know that. Shoot, I appreciate my customers, because yeah, they're supporting my dream, and I'm really, really grateful." So yeah, I try to give them a great shopping experience.
Yeah, that handwritten note, that personal touch goes a long way with customer retention. I know we talk
Mhm.
about a lot within, the investment group with our various endeavors with the cost of customer acquisition and then the retention part. So doing little things like getting a handwritten note, telling them happy birthday on their
Mhm.
birthday. You know what I'm saying? Little stuff like that goes a long way with retaining those customers, along with providing amazing services or products. So
Of course.
um, talk about the deals. You talked about the deals that you had on every milestone. How you're giving,
Uh-huh.
50% off, 60% off. I also saw on the website you have the little spinny wheel that pops up every once in a while. Talk
Yes.
about the effectiveness of always having promotional deals, and then also how you incorporated that and how that was effective for your growth.
Well, the gift idea, now that I incorporated it, and I just did that, I think maybe 2 or 3 months ago. Of course, I was self-educating myself, and I enrolled in a course on how to like make $1,000 a day, things like that. Which is really important to do. Invest in yourself, invest in your business. And she talks about, ways on how to capture an email. So by offering a gift, you spin the wheel, you get 10%, 15, 20, or 25% off. You capture that email. So once you capture that email, you have that person's information. You can email at any time unless they unsubscribe. So that's an amazing tool to have, because one, you gave them a percentage off their purchase, and now you can continue to bother them by emailing them. They will never forget you. You know what I'm saying? So that's pivotal in a business, and in marketing efforts. Also, I think with the 50% off deals, that was a way for me to capture people's attention, but also say thank you for following me. Thank you for following me. So here's your gift back. Here's 50% off. So, yeah, I don't do that no more now. I don't do that no more. I do though. Is like what I'm doing right now is like happy hour deals every week. I'm gonna have 30% off. Happy hour
Mm.
for like 3 hours only. Every Wednesday is happy hour. It's happy hour somewhere. So with that, I feel like that captures more people to buy too. Of course, in every package, there's a thank you card with a code you can use at any time. So my customers always know that they can save on their order if they choose to. You know, buying full price is great because you help me, but discounts are great as well. But also on top of that, offering Sezzle, Afterpay, Shop Pay, so you can split up your payments makes it more affordable. Sure, I still use it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really sure. I still use it when I shop other places too. So it makes things a lot easier when the economy's up and down, but you still want to look fly on a low dime.
real. That's real.
Yeah.
How much, I guess when you're having the sale, the 50% off, does your inventory move faster?
Sometimes it depends on the items. I have now realized giving people a preview of an item really entices them more to want to buy when it comes out, especially if they feel like it's very cute or looks good on me and they want to look as good as me. That is what really sells it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if someone really wants it, they're gonna buy it no matter what the price is.
That's true.
If it's enticing. Yeah.
That's
the
true.
sale, just like sometimes I would have a 50% off sale if I have like inventory that's old that's sitting there and I needed to move. Come on, let's get this 50% off. Like right now, I have buy one get one free on my sale clearance items. Like I'm trying to get rid of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So please just buy it. You know? Yeah, they're still great items. But sometimes you buy things as a boutique and you think they're gonna sell, but they don't, unfortunately. So sometimes you just have to move it out.
And that's where I wanted to go. I like how you just segued into that. Right? How do you, as an entrepreneur, like, what does that decision-making process look like with your vendors? Like, do you look at, all right, cool, they have this available, that would look cute on me, that would look cute on me, or are you doing it more to, for your customers, because you're listening to the comments, their feedback? Are you trying to put out merchandise that you think they would like? What does that decision-making process look like for you?
Oh, it's tough because I was like, oh, that would look so cute on me. You know what I'm saying? I need that for myself, so I know they would want it too. But also researching, you can research trends that are upcoming for this season or next season. So that's really, really important. I learned that in school. So if you decide to sell clothes, it's important to research what's trending. And then a friend told me, oh, you have to buy things for your customer. And yes, I get that, to know my customer. But I realize also there are a lot of boutiques out there that sell really scandalous, I don't know, sexy. And I'm not that. I'm not that. And I'm not trying to be everybody else. I'm not trying to sell the shortest shorts or shortest skirts, shortest dress. I'm not that, because I don't dress like that. So a lot of the times, unfortunately, I shop for myself, hoping they would like it too. And sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad. It's like give and take. But then I also buy based on trends or what's upcoming, or a lot of designer inspired things. That's super, super popular right now. A lot of people want to look like their favorite celebrity.
So you'll see something that maybe they wore on a red carpet or at an event, and if it looks similar, you'll put that on your page. Hey, and do you automatically highlight that, like, hey, this is inspired by this, or you just put it on there and then?
No, I don't. I just put on there. They can figure it out now. Right. Because sometimes what I've noticed with other companies such as Fashion Nova, for example, they will copy someone else's designs off the rip. They can do it in a day. And so sometimes I do try to I don't buy into those designs that I know were ripped off from, especially a designer or a new up-and-coming designer, or especially a Black designer. I know a lot of Black designers that's been ripped off by Fashion Nova with no recognition. So sometimes I do try to steer away from doing those designer-inspired items too, because you're ripping off someone else that worked super, super hard for that. So a lot of boutiques really have to be careful when doing that. Like, I try not to do that. Now, like Gucci, Fendi, all that designer, I don't care. I get that. You know what I'm saying? I'll get some designer inspired things like that. But for the starting designers, especially for the Black or minority ones, I do not buy their knockoffs.
Yeah, we're not stepping on their necks.
And that's the crazy thing, is that, like, these companies, like you said, the Fashion Novas, they take the inspiration from these smaller brands, and they can do it because they're a machine, right? And Wanted Body is going to take a lot of money for Wanted Body to send Fashion Nova cease and desist. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't part of that $4,000 budget that we started off.
It ain't that $4,000.
Yeah. like like them, like you said, small, and not necessarily smaller, but the entrepreneurs type designers and stuff, they're going to steal from those bigger brands because they know that bigger brand is, that's the trend or what may be, and the cease and desist ain't gonna come to the smaller brands, but Fashion Nova still from Fendi, something like that. That cease and desist is coming.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, we can't help. It's not us, but it's the vendor that decides to make that product like the designer or like the small business designer or whatever, the startup designer, and then we buy it from them. So it's them that get chastised for doing that, and then us is like, well, shoot, they selling it, so we buying it.
Right, we buying it,
yeah,
high demand.
All right, so let's talk about the numbers. Let's talk about analytics. How do you quantify the analytics as you scale and grow and get bigger and bigger with your online presence? Like, is it the transaction rates on the website? Is it how much you're getting likes on and engagement on social media or various platforms? Like, what are key analytics someone in your space needs to pay attention to? And what's the fluff where you like, I don't pay no mind. This is the sauce right here.
Honestly, well, it's the price. Knowing your customer and what price they're willing to pay for a product is super important. Also, what you offer on your website. Okay, like, is there buy one get one free, or if you buy this item, you can get another item for like half off. So basically, looking at how to increase your average order value is super, super important, because you want your order values to be above, $60, or higher, of course. So looking at those numbers are super important. Looking at popular items, what sold the most. Looking through like your monthly reports and saying, okay, this item sold the most, so I want to have more items like this. I want to discontinue having items like this. And I think when you're starting out, it's super, super important, which this is a mistake I made. Don't buy too much. Start off with one pack of something. I still do this to this day. I start off with one pack of something and see how well it sells. If it sells out quickly and people are asking for it, okay, then you go from there, and you're more inclined to buy the most popular items, not over and over again, but popular items just like that will reel customers in and that have great reviews, great feedback. But that's super, super important. Starting off small. You do not have to start off with a lot of merchandise or 20 packs. Like, you just started, like, slow down, and just make sure you market that product really, really good.
So real quick, just for as a consumer, I hate seeing the sold out sign. So how do you?
Oh, I know.
So when like sold out signs on there, like it's something I want. Like how do you where's the happy medium where you're like, all right, I'm not sure if this is really something I want to go forward. I'm gonna test this. I'm gonna get 5 to 10 items, and then they sell out quick. Like, what's the turnaround time for, first of all, to get that back on the site? And then how do you prevent from having too many sold out signs? We don't like sold out signs.
I know. Well, the thing is, a lot of people like having the sold out signs on their website to make it look like there is such a demand for this item.
Right. When it's just a farce. It's fraudulent.
Yeah. And it's just like, with Shopify, you can just draft it so it's not active on your site. So I do that sometimes. But then customers have to realize it is also based on the vendor's availability, right? So if they're no longer in stock or all the items are sold out, you can't restock, and customers need to realize that. I get asked this all the time: when are you going to restock? When are you going to restock? I said, unfortunately, I do not know. It's not guaranteed. But I tell people, sign up for my email list, because everybody that signs up for the email list, you'll know first if something restocks. But I mean, I don't like the sold out signs either, but it's a good thing. That means whatever item you put on the site, it's doing good, and people like it, especially if they don't return. You know what I'm saying? That's a good thing. But it's hard. It's hard to gauge that, especially as a new boutique. You want things to sell out. You want things to be popular, but you don't want to go over your head and buy too much. Because if you buy too much, then what? You're stuck with it, and then you have to put it on sale. And that was my issue with certain items. When I first started. Yeah, and it's a learning process. Some things will be popular, some things will be not. Yeah.
What do you think on this journey so far has been the most important lesson that you've learned?
Consistency is key. Consistency is key. People will see you. A lot of people that I know tell me, "Oh my God, you post every day." Like I know they're tired of me, but like you post every damn day. And they're like, "I see you, I see you." And I'm like, thank you so much. Consistency is key. If this is what you really want, then you have to be consistent at it. If I really want my boutique to be huge one day, then I have to be consistent and not give up on myself and keep trying. Everything is trial and error. You're learning every day. So you can't give up on yourself if this is what you really want.
With the little soundbite say, "You're gonna be sick of me."
You know,
Right?
I say that in my emails too. Prepare to be sick of us. Yes.
And again, that's how you kept coming across our feed after we highlighted y'all on Black Business on Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
We just kept seeing posts. Seeing posts like, "Yo, I know I didn't order. Why am I still seeing these posts?" More body. I ain't never bought nothing from them, but yeah, it's the consistency is definitely there with your business. Real quick, moment of transparency. We talked about some of the highs, talking about some of the lows.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get a low where it was an issue. You were able to pivot and then give us a high on how you didn't let that low deter you from the ultimate goal of being bigger than them other people.
You out here giving interview questions, isn't it?
For real, damn. A low is honestly, I just smell. Oh, I made a sale. Thank you, God. When I say thank you, God, every time I make a sale, I'm grateful. A low, honestly. I mean, I have a lot of lows all the time, so and I'm not ashamed of it. Like making $0 a day. Of course, you want to have a sale every single day, but that's not realistic, and you have to be realistic. Buying something that I think is going to be, oh my God, the girls are going to love this. The women are going to look so good in it, and not a single person buys that. That's a low. Like, damn, like y'all didn't like this, I thought y'all would look cute in this.
Right.
That's a low to me.
Shot to your ego, right?
Oh
so,
yeah.
Like when you thought, like, I got this. And again, you have those ebbs and flows, like in entrepreneurship, you'll be on top of the world, like, all right, bet, boom, and then none of that merchandise sells, and you're like, thinking to myself, am I doing the right thing? You know what I'm saying? Like that little, voice in the back of your head, that little ounce of doubt. But you don't let that deter you, because the next day you'll have like 100 orders. You're like, oh, why was I tripping off of that? We good.
Yeah.
Right? So.
And it happens, more than once, and you just have to be okay with that. And you have to be okay with learning how to pivot and learning ways to make more money and marketing better, or repurposing your old stuff so that maybe it didn't appeal to that customer today, but it's going to appeal to somebody else, or someone new just followed me. She may like it, or this may be her style. So, just one, you have to be positive and just keep trying different ways to appeal to my customers and to my target audience. That's super important.
That victory, give them that victory.
Yes. One of my highs, I write it down. I make $1,000 a day, and I'm grateful. It's like one of my affirmations. I write it down. There have been several times that I've made $1,000 in a day, and that's my minimum I want to make. That's a high for me, because a lot of people don't make that in a day or a week, and I was able to make that several times. And when that happens, like, I'm just like super grateful. I don't know what I did, God, but thank you. You know what I'm saying? That gives me more inspiration and hope to keep going and just not giving up on myself, because I know, shoot, I can make $1,000 every day. You know what I'm saying? At one point, I will. Yeah.
Speak it to an existence.
Mm-hmm.
the affirmations and how to stay positive in a entrepreneur. Again, this is a wavy world, man. Not a world. Like those affirmations make a difference.
Yeah. I mean, and there's been times where I wanted to quit. Like, what the fuck am I doing? You know what I'm saying? What am I doing? What am I doing? Like, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna survive? Is this just for play? Because I've seen so many people around me start businesses, but like and stop. Like, what is the point of starting and then stopping? Like, it's either you want to do it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it's just like this is all I got. You know, right now this is my sole income. So I can't give up on myself. You know, that's what I have to keep telling myself every day. You know, I got this. People see me, they congratulate me. Um, can't give up now.
And some people, this is it's hard to be an entrepreneur, man. That 9 to 5 money is so comfortable. You just go in, you come home. You know, it's hard to be and once you as an entrepreneur, the first time you mess up, and then you really double down on your doubt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? I can always go to monster.com. You know what I'm saying? It's like I always go to LinkedIn, and that's that peace of mind, man.
Yeah.
It ain't so weak-hearted.
Yeah. Absolutely, I agree. I mean, shoot, I be thinking about like I still want a job now. Oh, something like that. Guaranteed money will also help me more fund wanted body more because people think they just want everything restocked. I'm like, y'all, I'm one person. Bitch, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no more investments right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. So calm down. You know what I'm saying? I do be wanting to go back to work.
I hear you. And then it's like you said, it supplements the dream. You know what I mean? It makes the dream a little bit easier. It really makes the dream a little bit easier.
Absolutely.
But again, you make it seem like it's you and a whole team of people because the consistency, because of the quality of the images, the quality of the clothing, you know what I'm saying? Like all that, it looks professionally done. So that's, we tip our hats to you for having that level of professionalism and quality with, what you do. So
thank you. My website now is professionally done by someone, a friend of mine. So yeah.
For sure. What so what's next? What's next for Wanted Body? Where do you see Wanted Body going? I mean, before we get, bigger than them other folks over there. They'll be ripping off the styles on the little people. What's the goal?
What's next? Well, of course, all the girls know I like to work out, and in order to stay confident, be confident, you must work out on, work yourself out. Being healthy. I ain't that healthy, but I work out. I go to the gym. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't eat fruits and vegetables every single day, but I try my best. And that's important. I work out. At least 4 times a week. And girls must realize, okay, yeah, you can go under the knife and have surgery, but will it have longevity? So, keeping a healthy lifestyle and working out is super, super important, which is why I am also relaunching, fitness merchandise for women. It's launching this Friday. It's relaunching this Friday because we had like a soft launch last month, and I'm relaunching this Friday. Men's apparel soon will be added too. I had gotten sweatsuits made, sample sweatsuits made, and it will be unisex for men and women. It won't say wanted body, it will just say wanted, so anybody can wear it. I don't want no man walking around saying wanted body.
Yeah, I was about to say, is there a Mr. Wanted Body? Like that, like who?
That's weird. But I'll be working on men's fitness apparel and then the unisex sweatsuits for the winter or fall or winter this year. So I'm super excited about that. Yes.
Oh man, this was a dope conversation.
Aww.
Conversation, man. I pulled a lot of nuggets from her, and I'm hoping that the listeners pulled there's a lot of gems in this conversation in regards to not giving up and pushing yourself and the drive and all that, man. I really appreciated this conversation.
Of course. I appreciate you guys having me.
The value and the transparency. That's what it is. It's the transparency and the authenticity, because you exude that on your social media. You give tips to people on some of the platforms that you use to edit your videos. I saw you start doing that recently.
Yes, I will be giving more tips out. I have no reason to gatekeep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's free. I'm not asking anyone for money. So I'll be, coming out with more videos on how to help other entrepreneurs or content creators elevate themselves, how they see fit. So yeah, I like helping others. So why not?
And I think the issue that someone like yourself has sometimes, when it's so perfect on social media, and the website is so specifically done, people think it has to be perfect. So they go to your social media and they're like, no, I'm a real person. I'm transparent. I cuss. I have my $0 days. I have my $1,000 days, but everything in between is part of this journey as an entrepreneur. So you can do it too. Just don't quit, right? All them people that started those different endeavors because they thought it was just going to be, a flash in the pan, something real easy, and it wasn't. Like, they got out. This ain't an industry for the weak.
Yeah.
So, having that transparency and that authenticity exude in everything that you do is super key. So thank you again. Yeah.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
How can tell the people plug this plug session? Tell people where they can find you,
and
support you.
Okay. As you know, I am Miss Wanted Body. So I'm the owner of Wanted Body. You can find Wanted Body's Instagram. On Instagram, it's at wanted.body, because someone has Wanted Body and they're not using it. Also, when you start your business, get your social medias quickly. When you come up with your name, get that quickly, and don't be afraid to reach out. If there's an account that has the name that you want, reach out to them and see if they're actually using it and see if they'll give it to you. I reached out to somebody, they never responded, so I'm like, damn, it's okay, it's all right. But yeah, my Instagram is wanted.body. My website is www.wantedbody.com. Yeah, that's me.
Well, we appreciate your time. We appreciate all the insight and information that you provided to the people. So,
of course,
for myself, Case, for the good brother Nate,
for your first podcast, congratulations! First podcast. Because again, we'll pull back the curtain. Logistically, when that stuff started coming up constantly, we were like, yo, we got to have this individual on the podcast. Reached out, and I would have never known this was your first time.
Yeah.
Because you were just like, oh, yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, boom. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you knocked it out the park. So, again, thank you very much. As we continue to add value to our community, we educate and share these smart financial strategies with those who are listening and want it. And as we don't gatekeep, we giving all this free game. And there was a lot of free game in this episode. So again, thank you. Like I said, I'm Nate. That's Case. We 2 of 12 from the Extraordinary Investment Group. That's another episode of the Extraordinary Exchange Podcast. We'll see y'all on the next go round. All right.
Thank you guys.